Hey everyone, this is a Coiners Club Discord exclusive. We have a spotlight on LifeStealer. He is one of those elusive whales that has a K49 in VIG, but he also has a K48 in POB, which is a C6 continent server, and that castle is going to 49. So a lot of people know these players because of their spend level and because they think that, this gap now is caused from these players. And guys, like, Evony is responsible for all of our discontent, right? Evony is the reason for that. And I think that it was cool that he reached out and wanted to kind of talk to the community. And I thought it was a really good idea, and it was very sweet that he cares about other people's feelings about the game. You can tell that he's very passionate about the game, and it's always fun to talk to people and see how they got into Evony and all that kind of stuff. So, this is going to be like the traditional interview format, but I will say, and I will preface this, that the reason why we're having this conversation is because it is a conversation that should be community wide. And everyone is going to have their opinions and they're going to sit on different sides of the fence on this thing, right? And I'm one of those people that while I'm still playing the game, I have lost my motivation to play. And you're going to hear that in our conversation, and we can hear from his side as well. And I really think that he has good points. And I hope that this is going to be, a cool little video for you guys to listen to. You can, I don't know, go work out, go listen to it like it's a podcast, because it kind of is. And if you want to watch the video, this is me doing the civilization cards. I've thought, instead of doing a really long, boring video of me like opening up the cards, you guys can watch me do it while we do this interview, and maybe you'll get to see some good drops because I don't know, I got sucked into the card game, which I thought I wasn't going to do, but it's okay. I hope you guys enjoy this. Leave in the comments what you think. Hey everyone, this is Baby Bear, and I'm here with Life Stealer, and we are going old school style and doing interview. And Life Stealer actually reached out to me to discuss the player gaps after the new K50 update. And I think that's awesome that as one of the biggest whales in Evony, that he cares about this topic. And we're going to discuss that, but we're going to do some interview questions first. So before we dive into that, let's find out about Life Stealer. And I also wanted to say happy birthday because it's his birthday as well. So, first question. Can you let us know what got you into Evony and your journey before joining VIG?
Hey, thanks for having me on. Well, I was I was real sick for 3 weeks, bedridden, and I used to live by myself, and my kids and my nieces and nephews used to always send me different games to challenge me on, because I was kind of lonely. And one of the games they sent me was this block game. I don't remember what it's called, but while I was playing that game, the ad came on for Evony, and it was a shooting game, and I'm like, oh, shooting, nice. And like everyone else, I got sucked in, and I didn't really get into it until I woke up one day and all my RSS was gone, all my sub generals were dead, and some guy had attacked me like 37 times, and just out of spite, just to get revenge, I started coining a bit, and then there was another guy I didn't like who was a bully, so I got bigger than him, and then there was a whole alliance I didn't like, so I got strong enough to kill them, and that's the story. That was um yeah, and I played SVS against 1726, and I really liked. They had like 15 guys. They seemed real nice, and I really wanted that. I really wanted to play with a team, so I moved servers, I think about 10 months ago, 1726, and then yeah, just our big quit one day. Our setup, and when he quit, I decided to shoulder the I don't know responsibility of carrying the server, and I've always kind of been in touch with people in Vig, and yeah, one day I just decided my skills were up to par and I can join them now, and I think that was 5 6 months ago. I don't remember. And I joined Vig, and yeah, that's the whole story.
That is awesome. So you are on a C6 continent, very, very new continent, and you've been playing what, maybe a year or two
Like
years?
just over a year. It's actually like a year, 2 months, something like that, all up.
That's crazy. I would have never known that. Because usually when people are in Vig, they've been playing for quite a while. So you're kind of like a baby. I call you a baby. So
I'm a baby
that's
bear.
you are. We call you a C6 baby. But that is so crazy. So
Exactly.
you went from one server that you didn't like.
1790 was 1790,
Uh-huh.
1726 to
Okay.
428. Yeah.
And what's your alliance name and tag on your C6 server?
It's POB, pretty odd beast.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you this because our first communications, you messaged me after I made a video about the alpha FTPs and the hens that can ruin a game, which a lot of
Yes.
people actually messaged me about. Do you want to give insight on that?
Yes.
Because I love to hear your point of view on it.
Actually, like that video like spoke to my soul because yeah, like it's the most common problem most servers have is that balance between trying to be inclusive and make everyone feel involved and trying to also get some return on your investment, which is you want to win. You want to win, you want to be competitive, you want to make a name for yourself. And it's very hard to maintain that balance when it tips one way or the other. So, we got to a point where the rule in SVS was anyone can play. If you get zeroed, if you go negative, it doesn't matter. And like we started losing. We started losing, and then it was like bog is only for like small guys. So the big guys couldn't play and get their badges and get their Senate seats. And we had. I think that's actually why I joined Vig. It got to a point where I was investing so much time, so much money into the game, and I'm not saying I should get preferential treatment, but I'm saying like, why do I have to? Why do I have to miss out on bog? You only get to play 4 hours of Battlefield in any given week. You know what I mean? And the people that were like in charge were like heavily alpha free to play type of players. And yeah, I just decided my time in 1726 was up. And at that time, I had a K44 that I spent a small fortune on. But I still was like, yeah, I'm done here. I went and joined Vig. And I think that was like a wake up call for the server. And people started, I don't know, shifting their priorities. But then there was a backfire to that too, because most of the free to play guys are actually the most bubbly, friendly,
Right.
bantery people. And when they started quitting in droves, and then the AC gets a bit gloomy and a bit quiet and a bit. So it's hard to find that balance where you keep the happy, bubbly people, because the coiners, most of us are very busy people.
Yep.
Like
I love that point, and that is why I make sure when I say that it's the alpha FTPs that are the problem, not the FTPs, because the
no,
FTPs
no, no,
are the heart of just like the whole
any
time
server,
donation. Exactly. So,
literally. Like
mhm,
when yeah, most of our free to like really free to, I'll shout out RK for example. She she's been 200 million power since I've known her,
mhm,
but she always brings the energy, always brings the vibe. I played a big part in a lot of the mid coiners and low level coiners quitting because I was pushing for our team to be much more competitive,
right.
and so we got half of what we wanted, which is we win every SVS, we win bog, we win bog, We just made semifinals in COC. We usually rank number one, number two in qualifiers. We do pretty well in challenge, but there's a cost to that, which is we lost so many good people, and it just, I don't know. People act like Evony is just a game. It's not just a game. It's like a whole alternate reality. There's a whole like ecosystem there.
I totally agree with you, and I do want to bring. I don't want you to feel that way so much because you are getting the results, which is a data of results. But also, I have a question in sense of the people that were bubbly and the people that you know could stay around. Did you guys ever have that conversation with them first before like moving
Oh,
on
like
to?
a thousand conversations.
Okay.
We actually our server was NAP from Jump Street.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've ever had a kill event. It's yeah, it's rare that someone inside the server gets attacked. The few times it's happened, I think it was me doing it. So, you know, but yeah, we were NAP. We very supportive. I've never ignored a whisper. You know how like some 200 million guy whisper you and ask some random question. I've never acted aloof and separate. I reply to everyone. I take time. I answer questions. I share videos. Your videos are good. Red Evony for beginners, he's really good. And but without consequences, people are just repeat offenders.
Right.
So one guy would go negative and 8 SVSs in a row, and every time I'm like, yo, we gotta like, there's gotta be some form of punishment.
Right.
And people were just like, oh, he'll live. No, like, and then so we went from one extreme to the other, which was zero punishments to your KOS for life, you know?
Okay.
And I think we've finally reached this happy medium where people just know the bubble now. And it's also sad. Like, it really hurts me when I have to purge friends because, like, I know this person spent 6 months building their keep and they're not a coiner. And if I zero them, 9 times out of 10, they're going to quit when they log in. So it's like it's not a nice feeling. So I got out of my way. We spent the first 4 or 5 days before SVS telling people, "Hey, SVS is in 3 days. Make sure you bubble. It's in 2 days. Make sure you bubble. It's in one day. If you put a 3 day bubble now, you're safe." And it just never worked. Some people are just the game is not that serious to them. So it only becomes serious once you zero them.
Right.
Until then, it's just yeah. So
I do understand your sentiment, and I think that's really nice though that you do feel bad. But at the same time, when you did have the nap for as long as the server started, you just have to know that they saved up all those crystals. They saved up a lot of resources, right? If they actually were playing the monsters. And if
yeah,
smaller players get zeroed, they can heal pretty dang easily. So I,
that's true.
I also like kind of felt like that in the beginning, but then once I realized, wait a second, these people, all they do is farm. They don't actually participate in SBSs. They actually don't give to anything, right? They're just kind of like takers. Like they're kind of like, people that just take but don't actually
Don't
contribute. But they have so much of resources and crystals that they can easily heal. Every time I've seen somebody get zeroed, they heal right away. At least on our server, but
yeah, yeah.
we're older.
I don't want you to I don't want you to misunderstand me. Like I have zero mercy. I'm not trying to paint like this picture of I feel bad,
Yeah.
but I will zero you like without hesitation. So it got to the point where now people just know the bubble,
Yep.
and people if they want to come over to the enemy side, there's just two conditions. One, you have to be able to ghost. Two, if you can't ghost, one of the bigs has to come over and reinforce you. If you want to do temples,
Right.
it's when we always have some big online. So yeah, we've reached a happy medium, and it's coming along. The main reason I got in touch with you is I see a lot of doom and gloom and Evony now about the K50, and I understand. Like even me, I was not that happy when K50 came out because I kind of understood immediately. Like imagine spending 3 years building up to K44, and then some K49 just two taps you.
Yep.
That's devastating. You know,
Yep.
you start questioning like, what am I doing? Why am I playing this game? And I get that, but I'll use an example. So I've got a guy in my C6 team named Poseidon. He's 1.4 billion. He's free to play. He's been 1.4 billion since I've known him, basically. And every SVS, without missing a beat, he always goes positive. He always outscores the bigs. He's always in the top five because he's catered his game to suit his budget, his commitment, and his availability, you know?
Right.
So he's 1.4 billion. Like you said, when he gets occasionally zeroed, that's so easy to heal.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't try to be a 40 billion K42. And then how do you heal that? With
Right.
what money? You
Right.
know? Yeah, so I'm saying, and we go up against K45s, 46, 44s all the time. And he's always got a good score. He like anytime we're kind of losing, they don't even come to me. They go to him. They're like, "Where's Pos? We need Pos." you know. So people can adjust to anything. They don't have to like. I just sometimes on the comments you read people saying the game's ruined and all that, and I understand the sentiment, but
Feel free to address that as well, like, because it's great to hear your side of it when people are complaining. But let's just like face it, it's Evany's fault that all of the game is out of whack right now. It's how they rolled out
mm,
everything. It's how they did not, you know, they could have done a much better way of rolling out like the 46. Maybe you needed those conundrum or whatever they're called, those tactic scroll things.
compendium, yeah.
But couldn't that have been for each
Conundrum.
level, right? Like
It
something
is a
where
conundrum, to be fair.
it is a conundrum, but couldn't that have been like every single level people use that so it slows down the gap? Like they didn't even
Mm.
think of slowing down, just like people just went straight to 48 or 49, right? And I know 49 is expensive and I know 50 is really expensive, but why did Evany make it so that people could just go straight to 48?
It's a lot of paywall there.
Oh, there
I can
is.
say this for a lot. I think honestly, if my estimation is right, to go from K45 to K50, it's about 120,000 US. We're just on the research side, So that's not some, that's a lot of paywall.
Okay, what about
Um,
from 45 to 48 though? So that's what I'm looking at is the people that went straight
yeah,
from 45 to 48.
I mean, most of those guys, the C6 guys, I don't know. I know. I have money. I'm very surprised by the amount of 49s and 48s in C6. These guys are hustlers, man. But for the C1, C2 guys,
Right,
most of them have been most of them have been 45 for 3 years.
right.
So they've got stockpiles of tactic scrolls and RSS and
Yep,
all that good stuff that, you know.
yep.
You saw Nadir Neo, for example, 1 hour after announcement or some shit, he was like 48. So Evany is like, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And what happens is people come in and they try to sprint their way to the top, and that's why they gas out and end up quitting halfway. Like you just gotta build your keep at a steady pace and just treat it like the real world. Imagine if every country was like, oh, America has too much firepower, their military is too. That's just reality. There's always gonna be that one person that's way stronger than everyone, that one person that's way faster, that one person that's way richer. You don't have to waste your time being envious of their wealth and their privilege and their um, gifts. Just be happy with yourself. Like play your own game and just I'm fine. If we I know, for example, in C6, USA is gonna curb stomp us anytime we face them. That's not gonna make me quit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I don't play because, oh, if we don't beat USA, I quit. No, like I play because it's a social game. I made a lot of friends. It's a nice way to pass time. I enjoy the mechanics of the game. I think it's really well built, despite the lag and the nonsense. But I'm just trying to tell people, like, just play the game for what it is, and just enjoy it. You don't have to always like focus on other teams and what they're doing.
For somebody like me, so I know if I faced you guys, I would definitely be a two tap, maybe a one tap zero, who knows now.
Hmm.
I as somebody that has an account that's almost a VIP 24, okay? And yes,
That's pretty good.
I
That's
could
pretty good.
right, but I could have maybe focused more on actually doing event packs only, but a lot of what I buy is like the stuff that I enjoy that's not always the best thing to do, right? But
Yeah.
the question is how do people feel when they spend 100K or more and they are a two tap, right? Where do they kind of belong now? Is it just now we have to rush to grind and or like you said, like not worry
Okay.
about
Let me let me
anybody else, you
let
know?
me let me Uno reverse that.
Okay.
How often have you been two tapped in your experience since when you like regularly when you play in Bark and Bog, Challenge,
Very rare.
COC.
Very rare. Maybe a
So
fourth.
again, this is what I'm saying. What you've done is you've taken an extremity, which is a one-off that happens once in a blue moon, and
Right?
you've made that your whole universe. But it's not. It's just a tiny little moon that's so far away that you can't even see unless you really try hard to. So you're not gonna get two tap outside of like very extreme circumstances. It's like an all stars where you're facing monsters, which I could get two tapped under the
Right.
right circumstances.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I don't have brains and these guys land a 200 million rally on me back to back,
Right.
I might be dead. Like this whole two tap thing, there's nobody safe anymore. Okay, not Geek, not Zero, not me, not nobody.
Right.
If we don't have range and these guys land a couple of back to back rallies, we're losing 40, 50 billion
Right.
guaranteed. So this is a problem we're all gonna have to face, and I think future All Stars are gonna have to be very rain heavy, as opposed to like there's gonna be that one team that attacks,
Mhm.
and everyone else is just gonna have to rein their teammates. And I feel like the teams that don't rein are the teams that are gonna lose because with the new march sizes and the new buffs, if you don't have reins, you are fucked. Evony did put a teleport option, so up your game, up your skills. Like for example, Ari. Everyone knows Ari. She's OG. She plays with us, just for fun. She plays a K40 that's not that strong. I've seen one rally land on her since she joined us. If you know you're a two tap, you park away from the hive and don't join more than two rallies.
Right.
Don't try to join quad. Don't try to join three rallies. Join two. Soon as you see red, pull, jump. Just be that one annoying keep that nobody even wants to sit on because they just know that 9 times out of 10 they're not going to clip you. You know what I mean? They're just wasting time while other teams are. Yeah, there's ways around this.
No, totally. And but that's the thing. It's I think we have all spent a lot of money so that we don't have to teleport around anymore and run
Mm.
away from
Yeah.
people. But you're right. This is where the game is going. So we had a very defense heavy type of mechanic of a game, and now it's going to be
Hmm.
offense. So basically people are going to be joining rallies, teleporting away, coming back, joining rallies and trying to get in them. And I think that's going to be a really interesting like, I don't know. It's gonna change how All Stars is for sure. And I guess we're gonna test it out at Challenge.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. And again, it's luck of the draw too, by the way. Like if you're on the right team, you just have to sit there and join rallies and heal,
yep,
and you're gonna win. If you're on the wrong team, you could play the best game you've ever played. You might have a garbage setter, you might have slow joiners, you might have people who just heal and they're focusing on their own top 50 for the Elder Dragon Scroll. Selfish players, there's it's luck of the draw,
yeah,
honestly. Like, so with All Stars, like I said, there's the porting option, there's the um, luck factor, and also your team is not gonna just be sitting there doing nothing. You're gonna have K49s and 48s and 50s in your team as well. It's not like you know,
right.
and it's a rare thing. This is something you're gonna have to combat once every 4 months, once every 5 6 months. It's not a Oh, every battlefield I'm getting two tap situation, you know?
Do you think that there should be another like S tier level for All Stars where
They-
the
I
monsters
would
in
I
it?
would like that personally. Like I I would love to play in a tier where it's 45s and up. For C6 that's not gonna work obviously, but C1 and C2, I just don't but then how many 45s to 50 to K49s do we have? Do we have enough for there to be a tier?
Right,
That's gonna have the first time around they're not gonna do it, but if All Stars is so lopsided that it leads to like some mass exodus, then yeah, we're gonna have Evany's gonna have to do something about it. But we're just gonna have to wait and see how that goes. I would like to play guys my in my weight class. I don't like you know.
I think it would be also more interesting to watch. Like, I would love to see, you know, all of you guys that are like 49s play against each other. That would be an
Mm.
awesome tournament to watch,
Oh
you
my
know?
god, I would definitely tune in for the stream
Exactly.
for sure.
Like, maybe it could just
But
be like an elite league.
yeah, but rains are a factor though. Like I've played against teams that had an average keep while rained. We could not zero this guy. No matter what we sent, he would heal, they'd refresh range. He'd heal, they'd refresh range. We could not zero him. K43, 40 billion, K42, like, and it's not going to be 20 Vic players rallying you in All Stars. You're going to have Vic players in your team and
Right.
Vic players in that team, Vic players. So it's going to be spread out and it's just range. Like, if the strongest guys don't reign, which most, All Stars is a very selfish game.
Yeah.
Most people don't reign.
Yeah.
So if we can change that aspect of it, like what's your rain cap? Should be around like 90 to 100 million.
Yeah.
You with 100 million, four hits is not gonna zero you. I'll give you an example. My first ever All Stars, I was in Lion. We had a K44 with 72 million rally cap, 4.5K buffs, and every other team had one or two K45s. So we knew we were just like gonna get gunned for. So our entire game plan was 80% of our game plan was raining, and then 20% was rallying. And we came first by 200,000
Wow.
because they just all three of them just came for us, and we just had rains up the wazoo, like you know. So again, that's what I'm saying. Your team is gonna have to decide what's the best way to win, and
Those are all great
yeah,
points. And what I really like about this conversation is your game happiness is like dependent on you. Do it at your own pace, do things at your own level, and the big monster teams are only going to come once every blue moon. If even if you will, right? Like maybe in C6 you don't have that issue as much. But is there
it,
anything else that you want to say from a high tier whale? Like, is there anything else you want to say to other like medium coiners or lower
uh,
spenders that might give them hope?
I'll I'll give them an analogy. So I was born in Africa. It's one of the poorest places, and I've never seen happiness like I saw there because people were just grateful for the smallest things. They found reasons to smile about anything. There was genuine happiness there. And then to flip that, I forgot his name, but there was a story not long ago about this guy. His job was to fly first class. He gets paid to do this. Like he gets paid large sums of money to fly first class to the best hotels, sleep in the best suites, eat the best food, and rate the hotels and stuff. Right? This is his full time job. This
Okay.
guy committed suicide. This guy committed suicide.
Oh no.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, like you said, happiness is in the eye of the beholder. Like there's kids in Africa who have nothing, death all around, starvation, and they're happy.
Right.
And then this guy that has like the best life, the life any of us would want, committed suicide. So what I'm trying to say is, it's up to you how you play your game. It's up to you to enjoy your game. If you're focused on other people's growth and other people's spending, on other people's power, of course you're not going to enjoy the game. There's always going to be someone better than you or richer than you. But
Right.
if you just enjoy the bonds you make, enjoy the banter and the AC. Get drunk. What is it? Drunk Fridays for SVS. Just find your niche. Enjoy the game. Who's gonna play us? We play the same people every match.
Well, that's the other thing.
Like
Don't you guys crave to have like more variety or any, any like I don't know. You guys probably
if I
never like would ever go against anybody and be like, "Oh, we're gonna lose." I can't imagine that.
if I could wave a magic wand and have it my way, I'd take like four of the top keeps in Vig and throw them into other continents. So, but obviously, no, like it's the bond, bro. Like, okay, well, one thing people don't know about Vig, the reason it's such a good alliance, it's not the coining, it's none of that shit. It's the people. There's such good people, so genuine. There's like no ego, no drama, no bullshit. That's why they're successful. There's no way if we had like all this backbiting and egos and bullshit that we could stay together like this. But the reason it's so chill, it's so easy, is because of the people. Like one thing they told me when they first recruited me, they're like, we don't care if you coin or not, but this is a family. And if you're gonna join this family, like you're gonna have to be chill, relaxed. You can't disrespect people. You can't come in with ego and shit. And I was like, wow. And they lived up to it. Most of the servers that are dying, they're not dying just because K50 came out. They're dying because personalities clash and there's egos and there's drama and bullshit. And, it takes like a couple of assholes to ruin a whole server,
You're totally
you know?
right. And that is what I like about recruiting. And I think that the recruiting
Yeah,
part is actually the most important part of making sure that these people are going to fit in with the rest of your team, right? And not have like the whole ego
exactly.
clash. So I think that them putting that as number one is so important. Like your team, your BF team, your family is like number one. Don't worry about any of the other nonsense or the drama. And that is something that we had to come up with for a really long time. We were kind of dictated by the alpha FTPs. Even people that quit were dictating to us how we play, who we play with, who we bring in. It was crazy. I felt like I was in the
Yeah.
twilight zone. And I don't mean to like be putting business out, but at some point you have to take control and be like, you know what? This is our alliance. You're not in it. You don't have a keep
Exactly.
in it. We're gonna fight to the end to make sure that we have a team that is like aligned on how we play. Battlefield team comes
Hmm.
first, and then we are going to help the rest of our alliance and be generous as long as we have like this, kind of hierarchy and whatnot. Not to be an asshole, not to say that anybody's more important. It's just that this is how it needs to be run in order for us to not have the drama. And we also have a no relationship policy in our alliance.
Wow.
So yeah,
How's that going?
it's going great. Like there's one married couple, so of course they came in together, so they were already married.
I
But
love. We had one married couple. It was like the Knight and Blade. Like the oh man, I missed them actually. They left, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice when you have like that family feel
yeah,
in the alliance. And yeah, you're right. The relationships
it
I've
causes drama.
seen maybe one work, maybe two, but 90% of the time that's just not gonna work.
Yeah,
It's high risk, But if you find the right person, then good for you.
exactly.
Um,
It's
what
not.
I'll say about the alpha stuff is
Yeah,
the issue is like, for example, I tried to have a secondary alliance for guys who want to play Battlefield, but there's no room. And I said, why don't you guys go here and play people your size, kind of learn PvP as you go. We're here to answer your questions and all that. But they didn't want to leave because our rallies are like 24 hours nonstop,
right.
like B23, B22, B21, etc. But you can't have it both. You can't be in this alliance for the rallies and also you want to be in the battlefield and take up spots of people who have actually put the time and the effort to build up a keep that's going to help us win. You,
Exactly.
you, you got to have, you can go over there and not have as many rallies and enjoy battlefield and dictate your own terms, or you can have the rallies and wait your turn until
Yep,
you've got your
absolutely.
prerequisites in order. Yeah. So
And this is the time of the interview where, so you have a very interesting accent, like a really interesting accent. And
Right.
I couldn't figure it out, but you told me. So you told me that you rap.
I'm black. I'm African,
Uh-huh.
and obviously I grew up on hip hop, and I've I do rap. I,
Now you're in New Zealand, so you kind of have a New Zealandish accent too,
do I?
right? Can you do a
You
freestyle
said
about K50, or can you do a freestyle about like people minding their own and playing their own game? That's a good one.
no, no. What we can do? You told me you make music too. You sing, right?
I do sing.
So we can collab and make a song, and then you can put that out if you want. I'm getting cold feet.
Okay, I
I
know
can't.
you're getting put on the spot, but okay, if you have a rap that you want to send to me, I can mix it. Do you use BandLab?
I'm technologically illiterate, but I'll
Oh,
try.
no,
I'll.
you gotta
You
check
just have
that
to
out.
guide me.
You gotta
I'm.
check that out. It's like it's an app that you can add like beats to it, and they actually have beats
Yeah,
in the app that you can like borrow from people, and then you can
yeah.
literally rap in it and you can make your own thing. So we could do a collab and you can send me a rap and I can put it into a beat.
hmm
We should try
It's
it.
gonna have to be about Evony. I'm guessing.
No, it can be whatever. It can be whatever.
Okay, we can do an alpha free to play rap. Let's go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well,
Nah. Yeah. Yeah.
is there anything else you want the Evony world to know? I know you have a YouTube channel, so we'll post that, but is there anything that you want people to know at the end of this interview?
Um. Just I was just trying to just too much doom and gloom over K50. Like, just enjoy the game. Like I used to play soccer, I used to play rugby, I used to play basketball. We lost a lot of matches, but it was like I was always looking forward to the next one because I got to play with my friends. It was exhilarating. It was fun. It's the same in Battlefield. Even if you're gonna lose, just have fun doing it. Like you know. By the way, I'm a hypocrite. I would never have fun losing. So you get my point. um, I'll still play. Even if
You have a very good outlook, and you also said that you still play on C6 even if you're against USA. So I think,
USA is deadly, bro. Like, but I look forward to it.
right.
That's the thing. If there was a way for us to match USA more often, I would love to, because losing teaches you more than winning.
Yep.
You know, when you lose, it's like that's when you see all the flaws in your game. Oh, I wasn't calling out the right rallies. I wasn't setting the right rallies. I fell for too many fakes. I didn't. I'm talking individually for each person. I'm not fast enough at jumping away. I shouldn't have rain marches. Like, all the holes in your game get filled the more you lose, because that's how. If you win everything,
Yeah.
when the time comes to lose, you're not ready. It's like being in a relationship. When you're in a relationship with someone, you don't argue for like for the first 4 months. I think that's bad, personally, because the first time you argue, you're gonna break up most likely because you haven't built up that tolerance. And yeah, you haven't built up that tolerance and know that, okay, we've argued a bit here, we argued a bit here, and developed coping mechanisms. If the first time you argue is like 5, 6 months into the relationship, it's just like the shock to your nerves, and you're just like, I don't want to be with this person, you know? So,
You have some good
even
analogies. I like them.
what? Okay, thanks.
Well, thank you so much. This has been an absolute pleasure. You are like, your personality is so bubbly and effervescent. You're really like, you're not a life stealer, you're like a life giver. That's a
Um,
that's so thank
yeah.
you.
I
Thank
mean,
you
I've got
so
3 kids. I've given some life. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, okay, stay tuned everybody for a collab between us. We'll have to make it
Yeah.
good if we're gonna like be marketing this.
Nah, yeah. It has to be good. It has to be good.
Exactly. And
For real.
happy birthday to you. Please have an amazing birthday and
I will.
hope to see you soon. Actually, hope to not see you soon on the battlefield, but we do have challenge coming up, so maybe we'll see you.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Hopefully not.
Good luck.
Okay,
I
good
hope
luck to
you
you. All right.
do
Thanks.
well.
Bye.
Uh,
So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Join my Coiners Club Discord channel. Let me know if you want me to do this with someone else. Look, I stopped doing them because a lot of other people started doing them, and I'm always just trying to find my own thing, my own lane, my own niche. And so I kind of, you know, strayed away from it, but if you're into this again, let me know. I'm here to help you guys out. And I just wanted to show you guys that LifeStealer was top 10 in All Stars in the C2 continent, which is huge because it's just like all monster players. And as an example, as a contrast, as a 44 still, I was able to get to 60. Now, I wasn't able to get the Elder Dragon, I wasn't able to make top 50, but I still got to finals as a K44, which is something to be proud of. So, in his words, I think we still can make the game fun. We just have to understand where we're going to play at our level, at our pace, at our leisure. So, that's that. See you guys.